What's going on, everybody? My name is LongWolf2864, having a little bit of the nostalgic factor here in this video, playing some Battlefield 3. Very happy to get back in this game, which didn't get featured a whole lot on this channel as we started kind of late in the lifespan of this game. Really picked up uploading with Battlefield 4, but really was glad to get back on this game. One of my all-time favorites, and of course got me kick-started in the Battlefield franchise, and man, it still feels good using the Rex. Missed that one sorely. But anyway, the purpose of this video, which you guys are probably already aware, about a week ago on Twitter, Tiggy, one of the DICE LA developers, basically posed the question, theoretically, if there was a Veterans DLC, or an unannounced DLC for veteran players, or just a complimentary DLC, which Battlefield 3 maps, other than the second assault maps, would you like to see remade? So in this video I'm going to go over my list here, and of course, starting things off, Dama Von Peak. Yeah, just for this base jump here, I mean, this is a given. It's got to be in, it would have to be included in my opinion. This is my #1 map that I would want to see brought over from Battlefield 3. Not only for the epic base jumping, but also just because, let's face it, this was the best rush map, best rush oriented map in Battlefield 3. And I don't think that's much of a discussion. But we all know Battlefield 4 is suffering mightily in the rush department. Some of the tweaks that the DICE developers have made in the CTE have kind of focused more on the rush side of things and cleared up a few issues here and there, but in my opinion, it's still nowhere near as fun as it was in this game here. And the AN-94 is also, if they were going to release some new weapons or so, that's one that I would really enjoy seeing. Always enjoyed using the AN-94 in burst mode only, so no full auto blocks. But here is my attempt at the famous flying the little bird through the tunnel here. I'm sure you guys remember back in the day all the videos of the chopper pilots just wrecking everybody inside the tunnel here with the little bird. I'm not quite up to that level, but I can take advantage of it long enough to destroy this tank, which oddly enough suicides me when it explodes, but the little bird's still fine, so we'll just mark that one up to DICE please and move on. But back to the map design here. Like I said, very, very rush oriented. It's a lot, in a sense, it's a lot like the layout of Operation Metro in that, you know, it's pretty much linear. You still have plenty of flanking routes, but as far as the level progression, it's all straight linear. You start up at the very top of the peak, work your way down to the first two sets of MCOMs, then you base jump off down onto the valley below, and then work your way into the tunnel here, in which towards the end of the lifespan of Battlefield 3, they actually added one extra set of MCOMs past this tunnel, which goes on to the outside of the map here that was available in Conquest. Didn't get any footage of that as my team kind of struggled here, and I wasn't able to carry the entire team on my back this round, unfortunately, so we got held off here at the second to last set of MCOMs. But like I said, would really enjoy seeing this map, and I think that would add a much needed boost to the rush game mode in Battlefield 4, and I think everybody can agree with that. So, but moving on to my second map that I would like to see brought back, and that is Zeba Tower. And I'm just going to give you 2 words for this, and that is shotgun slugs. All day, every day. Man, oh man, I miss the way these things were. I understand for balance reasons they had to kind of tweak them a little bit, but let's face it, I think we kind of went overboard as far as the way they operate in Battlefield 4. It's not a viable option, and I've said it countless times, and I'll continue to say that until something is done. But I guess you could tell from this this little run here that they can be a little bit overbearing at times, but at the same time, I feel like, you know, if you're accurate enough with your shots to get a good streak going, why be penalized for that? But that's just me. But like I said, this map here is just very, very dear to my heart. I've put in so many countless hours on this map, and I give a lot of credit to playing on this map. As far as honing in my infantry skills, my gunplay skills, I give a lot of the credit to this map and this DLC in particular. as you know, there's no vehicles, all close quarters, infantry-based combat. Really, really hectic and frantic gameplay, and I just love it to death. Like I said, I basically was not a fan of Battlefield that much coming into Battlefield 3, but that quickly changed, in my opinion. And I know the old school, hardcore Battlefield fans are all about big open maps, you know, gameplay with vehicles, the whole bit, and which, you know, now that I'm into it the way I am, I agree. I'm the same way. I enjoy that very much, and I agree that that is what Battlefield is all about. But at the same time, it's also nice to have a, you know, a change of pace with things, and this is certainly a change of pace. And you know, for those times where you're just, you know, wanting to goof off, have some fun, not have to worry about, you know, somebody camping an AA in the spawn, and or somebody, you know, in a tank destroying your whole team. You just want to go in and you know, just go to town with some infantry gameplay. It's always nice to have maps like this, and that's one thing I will say about the domination game mode in Battlefield 4. There's really not any that are just ones that you say, okay, this is an excellent domination map. Maybe Zeba 311 comes to mind, but out of all the DLCs, I can't think of any of them that just strike me as, well, this is a good domination map. But you can tell that with the addition of this DLC in Battlefield 3 when it came out, adding the new Conquest Domination game mode, that was what these maps were designed around. So, like I said, I think this one, with the addition of, like I said, having Domovan Peak added in, the boost it would give to Rush, I think these maps would give a great boost to the Domination game mode, and would try to kind of bring me back more to that style if I wanted to go for that ever so often. But I'll touch on the Close Quarters DLC a little more towards the end of the video here, as I pick up a nice C4 kill there. And I forgot you can't throw C4 in this game like you can in BF4. So that kind of caught me off guard there. But here's another little nice spree here with the 870 shotgun. And like I said, I don't think it would take a lot to tweak the shotguns in Battlefield 4. My biggest complaint, of course, is the defensive perk. As that guy just suffers a massive heart attack. But the defensive perk just really wrecks the shotgun mechanics in the game, in my opinion. So I think tweaking that a little bit, or what I think is the easiest fix for that, is just moving the body armor perk down the list in the defensive perk, so you don't start off with that. I think that would help out a lot. But here's a goofy setup that I just went for the heck of it. We got the AK-74M, which hardly anybody ever uses, especially on these maps. But also we've got the M26 Dart, and that comes in really handy here in about 2 seconds here. As you'll see, there's 3 guys. Oh, all 3 at once with the Dart. That penetrating ability with the darts came in really handy there. That was a nice way to end that round off. But moving on here. My third map here, I kind of have a 3A and a 3B. I couldn't really decide between the two here, so I'm going to show you both. My 3A would be Sand Crossing, and for multiple reasons. Once again, like I said, this was just an excellent map all around, balance-wise between the two core gameplay modes in Battlefield 3, Conquest and Rush. Like I said, this is another one of those maps that I think would give a great boost to the Rush game mode. I really like the infantry and vehicle balance on this map, where you have essentially it's mainly all infantry, but at the same time you do have an LAV. The attackers get an LAV at the beginning of the round, which somehow always ends up seeming like the defenders somehow take it over. Mainly because the person driving the LAV probably drives it right up to the MCOM, hops out to arm it, and then in the process the defenders hop in and take it. So I've seen that happen numerous times, and I believe that actually happened here, because I don't remember the defenders having a LAV on this set of MCOMs. But I may be mistaken. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've played BF3 in these maps in particular. So, but here's a goofy clip of just one of those things that instantly screams Battlefield 3, and that is the instant rev trains you can pull off with the medic class here. As you'll know, in Battlefield 4, you can only be revived once, unless you actually inflict damage on another enemy. I think then it allows you to be revived again. but I don't think you can be revived more than twice. Whereas in this game, you can be revived endlessly, and we all remember those epic Operation Metro revive trains, where it seems like I spent half the game hitting the spacebar only to die again instantly. But in certain situations like that, it can work out well enough if you have a bunch of medics lined up and just are able to weather the storm. As you'll see here, I'm able to come back across this alleyway and clean out this room with a nice triple spray from the AEK. Always a personal favorite. But I also think that there's quite a bit of Levolution events that they could do with these maps. I mean, not only the base jumping on Domovan Peak, that in itself, in my opinion, is just an awesome gameplay mechanic, Levolution or not. But let's face it, on this map here in particular, as well as on Grand Bazaar, which is probably the #1 most requested map, and that's one reason why I didn't include it in this list, is because everybody else was. So I figured that one was a given. But the #1 reason we all want this map in Grand Bazaar is for this reason right here. Rubble kills. That is just something that I'm so disappointed was not in Battlefield 4. You want to talk about, you know, the way they advertise the damage and destruction in the Frostbite 3 engine. It is just not on par, in my opinion, with what we had in Battlefield 3. I mean, these buildings, you see, they're just crumbling, and you kill people with the rubble. And that's just all you see when you play Sin Crossing. You got to know where those spots are, not to get yourself caught in those, and also know where they are to take advantage of them, as I'm doing here. And I mean, it's just free reign on the enemies down there that don't seem to pay attention very well if somebody counter smalls me there. But moving on to my last map here, this is kind of my 3B. This is Donya Fortress from the Close Quarters DLC. So like I said, a little more close quarters action here. And this one is actually Smokeman1493, who's also a member of this channel. This is his personal favorite from Battlefield 3. And one of those maps, like I said, that is just an instant nostalgia for me. Spent countless hours on this map as well. Not as much as Zeba Tower, of course, but this is always one that I felt like I could get on, know all the little nooks and crannies, and places to go, and just felt right at home. And the UMP, man, I forgot how good it was on this game. It's still a very, viable weapon up close in Battlefield 4, which all the PDWs kind of suffer anything beyond like 5 feet, in my opinion. But it just did an enormous amount of damage on the top end if you're able to get the maximum damage. But and also, let's not underestimate the GP30 dart here. That underbarrel dart, the range, if you're able to perfectly line up the spread, can be quite ridiculous sometimes. And if you ever played this map, you'll always remember Nade A. There's always either going to be C4 or Claymores somewhere on that flag or in the hallway right there on the balcony. And if you're one of those guys that played it enough like I did, we all know that you bounce back and forth between A and B, and C does not even exist. So that's one of those parts of the map that you just do not go in. And if you're lucky enough to your team is on the same page as you, and you can control A and B, which we were not doing very successfully in this round. My team was not very organized, but if you can get organized enough to hold those two down and trap the enemy at C, it turns into a bit of a long round for the enemy team. So I guess you could say that's kind of a balancing flaw there with this map, but like I said, it's not easily done, I wouldn't say, but it's one of those where if your team's good enough and it pays off, it can be a lot of fun. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys, and my personal votes for the Battlefield 4 veteran DLC maps, if that were to be a thing, which I really do hope it is. But anyway, let me know down in the comments, guys, what your favorites would be, what maps you would like to see brought back, and maybe some from a previous Battlefield game other than Battlefield 3. I don't have much experience with those, but I would love to hear your feedback and comments on that, and I appreciate the support, and I'll catch you next time.